Hello, welcome back to another episode in the Cards franchise series. Your host, Sammy33. In this video, we're going to do two basic things. We're going to recap these two games against the Cleveland Indians, Guardian, whatever. And you can see, sweep. So we are really riding the wave here. 10 in a row, wins 9 and 10 as we kind of distance ourselves in the Central. And we're also going to look at the standings. No highlights in this video, but we need to address the roster because some significant decisions were made that obviously will impact the franchise going forward. That said, let's start here with highlights in Cleveland, and then we'll segue into the standings and then take a look at what was done extension-wise and deadline-wise. See you on the other side. For a specific reason, and I'm actually really excited to do those fights. Carlson, 1-0. Heck yeah, let's go. 1-0 indeed. Let's go.
Oh, yes.
Good start, good start. 1 of 2 hits for Carlson. We'll fast forward to the 7th. You can see bases loaded, 1 out. Looking for a double play. Not able to get it with Miller. Deep to right. Can't even really let that ball drop. 1 run scores. Game is tied. A little further. Hedges. Runners on the corners. Then he comes up with a big single. We go down 3-2 late. So the winning streak, last thing, is in jeopardy. But Arenado's second and third. Down 2-1, 1 out. Pulls one through the hole. Arenado. Tie game. The best third baseman in the league. Let's go. Yes, no Nolan slander tolerated here. Fast forward to extras. Get down. Carlson comes through again. Starts in the first. Ends in the 10th. Giving us a lead. Oh, that's ugly. I'm going to take it though. Thank you, Dylan. Hopefully the way it started is how it ended. Dylan with the solo shot to get the scoring going and ends it maybe with an RBI single in the 10th. Other people see it, so it gives the person attention that they don't deserve. You need some insurance? Arenado. Get by him. Yes. Arenado coming through. I said the best third baseman in the National League. Key at bats here from our guys. Thank you, Dylan and Nolan coming through. We needed. Goldie adds an RBI single after, and there you go. 5 runs batted in. Takes extras, but the winning streak continues. 5-2 St. Louis, and we go on to the Dubs. Well, can't root for them. And what a great start. Hart, Oppo. 4 runs early. Kim. Don't even think you can mess that one. And he didn't. Just left to throw. 6 innings, 3 hits. One of his best starts in a while. Bud Gant. A 6-3 game. 2-run home run to J-Ram. But regardless, Cardinals get the win. Kim, his best start in quite a while. And the win streak is up to 10. Edmund, big game for him too. Now, we segue to standings and roster. Looking at the standings as we start to approach. Everyone should have cleared 100 games. We're starting to get to that final trimester of the season. In the East, the NL, we got the Braves, 4.5 game lead. See, they're on a 3-game win streak, playing well. Nats and Mets playing well too, though both are coming off of losing streaks. Well, the Mets are on a losing streak, the Nats just lost their last game. But 4.5 and 8.5 back respectively. Marlins, the only team without a winning record in this division, 49-54. But hey, they're not that far. A good week could put them a little bit closer to that. But it's looking like the Braves are trying to pull away. We'll see if they can do it in August. In the Central, hey, what do you know? The Cardinals, 64-39, not like real life. But we lead the NL Central, also not like real life. Milwaukee, the only other team with a winning record. The Reds, I mean, we did play a big part in why they're not as close as they are, because we pretty much been beating their ass since the opening week of the series, thank God. Cubs 40-65, Pirates 36-66, not to be expected. Kind of surprising to see the Cubs this close. Injuries have hurt them. In real life it was trades. Here it's been injuries, so we'll see if they can try to gain some ground towards catching the Reds at least. We'll see what they do. But it's pretty much a two-team race. Milwaukee's the only team I'm worried about. The further back they are, the more comfortable we can press. And then the NL West. No surprise. Dodgers 71-33. They're healthy on this game, unlike real life. And Belly's playing like, you know, an MVP on this game, also unlike real life. Padres in second, 6 back. They've played well, but just not as well as the Dodgers at 66-40. The Giants still having a good year. I know it's not what they're doing in real life, but they are playing pretty well right now at 54-48. You've got the Diamondbacks and the Rockies bringing up the rear in the division. Really awkward time for the controller to die. Respectively struggling. We all expected them both to struggle IRL this year, so it is what it is. Wild card. Padres and Nats would hold the spots to the Nats. Yeah, crazy, huh? And then Milwaukee, Giants 2 and 2.5 back. Really want to get to about reasonably 6 back. 5 to 6 games is close. Marlins 8 back's not impossible, but you look, there's so many teams you have to jump over. But at least can be more than 10 games. If you're more than 10 games back, there's a reason why probably. So Mets, Phillies, Marlins hanging around. The American League, the Yankees dominant, just like the Dodgers, 71-32. This division's been over for a while. They're just coasting. They're just trying to play for best record in baseball right now. Blue Jays are in second, Rays in third. Maybe one of those teams can turn it around and make a push for a wild card spot. Outside of that, there's really nothing to see in this division. The Central, Cleveland and Minnesota, not IRL for sure, in a serious fight for that division crown. The White Sox have played themselves back in, so they've been kind of hit or miss, hovering around 500, but they are starting to peak now. 4 in a row, 7 of their last 10, they sit 2.5 back. It's going to be a 3-team race, I suspect. Tigers 46-60, Royals bringing up the rear. In the West, the Astros and the Angels. Angels half game back, and that's it. The A's just, they had that monstrous losing streak of, they had a 12-game losing streak, and then they had an 11-game losing streak. Like, those things just kill any sort of momentum you could have. 14 games under 500, there's really not a whole lot they're going to be able to contribute. Mariners struggling, Rangers struggling as well. And then in the wild card, this is something different. Angels, Twins are both in the division hunt. The White Sox are as well. Outside of that, really no one else is close to a wild card spot because no one else is over 500. So maybe the Blue Jays or Rays, like I said, if one of those teams could turn it around, maybe they could play themselves into contention. But right now, it's the American League is pretty clear cut outside of the Central. One of those 3 teams is going to miss. The question is who? Well, maybe not, because the Angels could miss out the West. We'll see, but as it stands, this is what the records look like going into August, and we'll see how things play out. As we wrap this video up, or at least get close towards it, we're going to look at some contract extensions, because there are some people that are very deserving. So, I want to preface this by saying, I'm going to do this realistically. There's some players that aren't going to get one. You look at Flaherty, he's got a couple of years of arbitration. We're not going to do that. Tyler O'Neill, we can renew his contract, so we're going to do that. Like, why we're not going to offer an extension to someone that's really not necessarily needing to have one. So let's start with some obvious ones. Priority number 1, Matt. Gonna make sure that we get this guy locked up as soon as possible because he is our MVP. So with that said, it's as weird as it probably sounds. I get the star treatment because he is playing at an MVP level. We're going to look at the age of 35. It's kind of tough. You don't want to catch the downfall, but this man has played very well. You know, he's one of my favorite players, and regardless of what we give him, it's going to be vastly, it's not going to be, he could get far more based on these numbers in real life, even with his age. So let's give him 10 a year. for 2 years. That way we don't hurt ourselves in the future. Make it worth more. Well, that's not cool. Hart, welcome back. Another interesting player is Carlos Rodon. He's super young. We did make a move for him at the deadline. He's pitched well for us. We have no complaints for his time here in St. Louis. So we will make sure to add him in. He'll be part of the rotation as he deserves to be. Let's see if we can shave a little of that off. Maybe gets a more 40 million. I don't want to nip it too much. 31? See what we can do here. I think this would be okay. 5 years, 39. It's not bad at all, in my opinion. See what it says. Actually, front loaded. Get it out the way early. Actually, nah. We'll just do it normal. No reason to do otherwise. Hey, Rodon. He will be locked up for long term, so as we move forward with this franchise, we get to see him when you see him down the road. Rodon, welcome to the squad. This one will be an interesting one because Miller is older and he in real life has not performed super well. But I can assure you he has played really well for us. He's always been one of my best relievers whenever I play in MLB The Show. We'll see if we can lock him up for 3 years. We'll catch some of that downfall. That's okay. Big fan of his IRL and he's got good stuff. So we'll see if we can do about $7.5 million a year and make that work. We will back in this one though, because with him being older, see if he actually sticks around to get the rest of that contract. And he stays. Cool. So we have him locked up for the next 3 seasons. That's the lefty to play the setup role or to pitch in the setup role for us going forward. And now we're in contract extensions and we're in a big one here. You can see 41 years old. Albert Pujols. Boy, what will it take to bring him back? I'm not sure that we have enough. It's unrealistic to get that much money. I don't know if we can do enough to bring Albert back. I mean, you're a star in my eyes, but even I can't justify that. I don't know what more I can do to bring Albert back, to be honest. It would have to pay him more money than he deserves. And even that's not working, as you can see. I can't believe I'm doing this for Albert. Goodness, the things I do for Pujols, chat, never be like me. Never, ever be like me. 3 years, that's $6 million a year for Pujols. Had to put in a player option. Can I get away with that? Salary is too low. Oh, what? What? $7 million a year for Albert. I hate that I'm doing this. You all know Albert's my guy. I have to do what I have to do to bring Albert back. So it is what it is. I'm not even sure if he's going to sign back. But if he does, it won't be because I didn't give him a chance. So 6.3 a year. You think you're worth more? God. Fine. 7 million a year. Unbelievable. 7 million a year for Albert Pujols to come back. Not even sure if he's not going to retire. Oof, the things you do to bring back your favorite players. And going further down the line of old players, we'll look at Yachty. What is he like? Now, I've been very adamant about the fact that in IRL that I didn't really want Yachty brought back. But I am also a Cardinal fan, and I know it'd be crazy not to bring him back if at least giving him the option. I kind of hope he retires. But my plan would be, if we're going to bring Yachty back, Kisner, who I'm kind of high on, is going to be factoring in quite a bit more. So let's take a look. 3 years, and I'm thinking 12 million. 12 mil, because that'd be, well, I go as high as 13 and a half. It's 4.5 million a year. 3 years, every day, but he'll get, his durability is going to go down further, so I'll be able to factor in more time for Kisner and see what he's all about. I'm doing this because I'm a Cardinal fan, and this is realistically what you do. I don't think you offer him that many years either, but I need to make sure that he signs. I'd rather 2 years for 10, but I know he's not going to take that. Yeah. Well, if I'm doing that, I'm not giving you that much money. 3 for 13.5 it is, so pretty much he's a lifer. When he wants to retire, he retires. That's what happens. So Yachty, welcome back. And there's one more player that we need to sign, but there's another one that I'm going to talk about first. Actually, yeah, so starting pitching. Wainwright's going to be the guy to have to sign, but let's look elsewhere. Hudson, renew, so I don't have to worry about that. Hudson will be used next year, so he will be an addition to the staff, which is kind of nice. Kim, renew, don't have to worry about it as well. Flaherty, Arb, consideration, but I'll wait a year before I do it. So that takes us to Wainwright. So Wainwright, $8 million a year. He's going to be a free agent. He's going to be in his 40s. What is Waino worth to me? He is my favorite pitcher. He wants $3 million a year. He would be a rotation guy if he was paid. We're gonna have to make a tough choice here, because we'd have to pay him 3 years, and I don't think technically I can pay him 3 years. Here's the thing. I love me some Adam Wainwright, but let's be objective here. We have Jack Flaherty, we have Miles Michaelis, we have Kim. Kim has been kind of up and down this year, but we still have him. Now we just traded for Carlos Rodon, and we have already brought this man back to with a long-term deal. And we're bringing in Hudson. There is no room for Waino. So if Waino were to be kept on the scene, either he uses a sixth starter, so coming out the pen, or he would be used as a relief pitcher, which, truth be told, I don't want to do either. Maybe we wait till free agency to see what he wants to do, but in terms of contract extension, although he has pitched amazingly well, almost pretty much like he's pitched in real life, I can't justify him coming back because I already know I'm having Hudson replace him, and Hudson's going to be better, and he's going to continue to grow. So for this reason, as much as it pains me to say, for this reason, I'm not going to bring him back yet. I want to see if he retires, and then maybe his payout looks a little bit different, and I don't have to pay him so much if I can bring him back for a 1-year deal so he can retire, be a lifer for the Cardinals. In terms of major league time, sure. I just can't justify doing it right now, so I'm gonna have to back out and can't pay him. Thankfully, we don't have to really worry about anything else. Carp, don't have to worry about. We really have nothing else, because Waino is the only guy, because you can see here, if you're unaware, RNW means renewable contracts. So that means until they hit service time, 3 years, you can renew for a minimal contract, and then they have 3 years of arbitration before they officially become a free agent. So renew for a small amount. What do you think you're worth? What does the team think you're worth? A judge will make that determination. Usually, it depends on the statistics, so Flaherty may get more, that's fine. Gant, we'll see. But a lot of these guys, we're going to let go to ARB, so I'm not too worried about it. It's when you get to that last year that you start to think, should I sign him? If you can see, there's really no one. Gant, there's really no one that I'm significantly worried about losing. Because even if you look at ARB, what we have, this might be a guy here, but we already took care of him. Or at least we decided we're not going to bring him back, so I'm not worried about him. But you can see in terms of ARB, there's really no one that's significant to what this team is currently right now that we need to push for. Cool thing is that with the young guys like Pena and Lorenz playing well, it further means I don't have to worry about anything. So we've got our team pretty much set for next year. Focus is now, we can just focus all of our attention on getting to the playoffs and see if we can catch someone. You look at right now, I already looked at the standings in this video, but 71, 62. Right now we would be hosting the NL East champs. If we could get going and somehow pass the Dodgers, we're potentially looking at hosting the NLCS and bringing in some extra revenue there too, potentially if the series goes 6-7 games. We'll see. World Series team too, we'll see. Lots to be determined. But hey, as it stands right now, we're good to go. We press on. And that'll do it for this video. So you can see one guy gets left out, sorry. Pretty much bring everybody back. Kind of address why during the last segment, but press on. We're going to go ahead and get started with hopefully August very soon. Basically later today. Twins, 3-game series. Jose, Pineda, Smeltzer. This is our last series in July. Plan is this video is Monday. You'll be seeing it today. The Twin series will be played tonight and recapped on Tuesday on YouTube. The Brave series will be played on Tuesday. But Wednesday and Thursday, you will see the August recaps, and then later you'll see the Brave recap, thus leading kind of into the weekend, getting back in the groove of playing this game on a regular basis in terms of franchise. Kind of nice. Which means the YouTube videos will be on the regular as well. That said, appreciate you watching. A little bit longer because I want to make sure all of the roster stuff was in there. Make sure that you sub to the YouTube channel so you can be notified when the next video drops. Some Madden stuff will be coming out soon as well. Excited to get some franchise stuff started there. Focus is baseball for right now though. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the Twitch side. Have a good one.